Hello, fans! Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the intriguing possibility of Willow Tate and Isaiah Gannon embarking on a secretive romantic escape amid mounting drama. In the bustling world of Port Charles, whispers of budding romance are never far from the spotlight. And now it seems Willow Tate could find herself drawn into an unexpected connection with the charming Dr. Isaiah Gannon. Picture this, a secluded cabin nestled in the woods, far from the prying eyes of the town's elite, serving as the perfect backdrop for heartache to transform into something more passionate. Isaiah, the enigmatic newcomer with a knack for healing both bodies and perhaps broken hearts, has been pouring his energy into revamping this rustic hideaway, which he affectionately calls his money pit, inherited as a generous gift from his old friend Lucky Spencer during a chance encounter years ago. The cabin holds sentimental value, evoking memories of adventurous days gone by. Isaiah envisions it as a serene sanctuary, complete with modern upgrades like a cozy stone fireplace, expansive decks overlooking a tranquil lake, and even a small herb garden for his herbal remedy experiments, details he shared in casual chats that hint at deeper layers to his character. But transforming this fixer-upper isn't without its challenges, and Isaiah's dedication is pulling him away from key social events, with contractors lined up for critical installations. Such is reinforcing the foundation against the region's unpredictable weather and installing eco-friendly solar panels to make it off-the-grid ready. He's made the tough call to prioritize the project over attending Willow and Drew Kane's highly anticipated wedding. Imagine the scene. While guests in elegant attire gather at the grand venue, Isaiah will be rolling up his sleeves post-shift, hammer in hand, tackling leaky roofs and outdated wiring. He explained to friends that any delay could snowball into months of setbacks, especially with seasonal rains threatening to flood the basement, a practical excuse that masks potentially fateful timing. This decision adds an air of mystery, as if the universe is aligning paths in unforeseen ways, especially since the cabin's remote location, accessible only by a winding dirt road, offers unparalleled privacy for anyone needing to vanish from the chaos. It's no secret that Willow has been looped into the details of Isaiah's ambitious renovation saga, thanks to their growing camaraderie. Over cups of coffee at the hospital cafeteria or during quiet evening walks in the park, Isaiah has regaled her with tales of unexpected discoveries, like hidden compartments in the walls that once stored Lucky's old adventure maps, or the breathtaking sunsets visible from the newly planned wraparound porch. Willow, with her warm smile and empathetic nature, has listened intently, offering suggestions like adding soft lighting for a more inviting atmosphere or planting wildflowers to attract local wildlife. Their friendship has blossomed organically in recent months, forged through shared shifts at General Hospital, where Isaiah's steady presence has been a balm for Willow's ongoing stresses, from family tensions to her own health battles. Fans can't help but notice the subtle chemistry, lingering glances during intense medical consultations, or the way Isaiah's dry humor lightens Willow's mood after a tough day. It's the kind of bond that could easily evolve, especially as Willow navigates the complexities of her engagement to Drew, whose polished exterior sometimes feels at odds with her more grounded spirit. As the wedding day looms, the undercurrents of deception threaten to upend everything Willow holds dear. Envision the ornate church decorated with cascading white roses and flickering candles, the air thick with anticipation for shattering revelations to erupt. When Willow uncovers the long-buried truth about Drew and Nina Reeves' clandestine affair, complete with steamy encounters that Drew swore were in the past but clearly lingered in secret messages and late-night meetings, her world could crumble in an instant. Adding to the intrigue, imagine Willow stumbling upon incriminating evidence like a forgotten phone with compromising photos or an overheard conversation in the bridal suite, amplifying her sense of betrayal. In a surge of raw emotion, she might bolt from the altar, her elegant gown trailing behind as she flees the judgmental stares of guests, including her own conflicted family members like Michael Corinthos, who suspected foul play all along. This classic runaway bride trope, infused with General Hospital's signature twists, positions Willow as a woman on the edge, desperate for refuge from the storm of lies and heartbreak. In such a vulnerable moment, where could Willow turn for solace? The spotlight naturally falls on Isaiah's secluded cabin, a place she's familiar with through their conversations and one that promises anonymity. With Isaiah conveniently heading there right after his shift, skipping the wedding entirely, it sets the stage for a serendipitous convergence. Perhaps Willow, in her distress, drives aimlessly until muscle memory leads her to that hidden driveway, arriving just as Isaiah is unloading supplies under the starry sky. The cabin, though still under construction with tarps over half-finished rooms and the scent of fresh pine lumber in the air, could become an impromptu haven. Invent a tender scene, Willow knocking on the door, tears streaming, explaining how Drew's facade of perfection masked a web of deceit involving not just Nina but potentially other hidden alliances that make her question every vow. Isaiah, ever the compassionate soul with his own history of romantic disappointment like a past engagement that ended due to his nomadic lifestyle, might offer a listening ear, brewing herbal tea from his garden to calm her nerves. Yet, what begins as comfort could ignite into something more profound, testing the boundaries of their friendship. Isaiah, mindful of ethics as a doctor and friend, would likely hesitate to cross lines during Willow's fragile state, perhaps suggesting they talk it out on the cabin's newly built deck while watching fireflies dance over the lake. But Willow, seeking to reclaim her agency after feeling manipulated, might initiate a moment of intimacy, praising Isaiah as the genuine articly man whose actions speak louder than words. Unlike Drew's superficial charm that hid affairs and corporate scheming. Envision a charged atmosphere, a gentle rain starting to fall, drawing them inside where a crackling fire warms the room, and in a whirlwind of emotions, a tentative kiss evolves into a night of passion. Isaiah could get swept up, his resolve melting as Willow confesses how his steady reliability has been her anchor, contrasting sharply with Drew's betrayals that now include whispers of financial entanglements with Nina's media empire. This potential hookup wouldn't just be physical. It could symbolize Willow's rebirth, exploring desires she suppressed in her tumultuous life, from her cancer survival to adoptive family dramas. Of course, such a development would ripple through Port Charles, stirring up alliances and rivalries. If Willow and Isaiah do share this intimate escape, it might lead to Willow reevaluating her entire future. Perhaps even confiding in Isaiah about deeper secrets like her lingering doubts about her biological ties or her dreams of a simpler life away from the Quartermain chaos. Isaiah, with his adventurous spirit inherited from Lucky's influence, could propose extending their time at the cabin into a full getaway, complete with hikes through nearby trails or stargazing sessions that foster emotional healing. Next, we will learn about the shocking behind-the-scenes leaks hinting at for heartbreaking death shaking up Port Charles before the calendar flips to the new year, likely unfolding in the dramatic fall sweeps. In the ever-twisting saga of Port Charles, where secrets simmer and alliances shatter, a trusted insider has dropped a bombshell that's sending ripples through the fan community, for major characters are poised to meet their untimely ends by year's close, with the autumn months primed for emotional carnage. This isn't mere gossip or fan-fueled speculation. It's backed by a proven source who's nailed previous scoops with eerie accuracy. Remember the early word on Tristan Rogers reprising his role as the suave Robert Scorpio to navigate the emotional exit of Sophia Matson's Sasha Gilmore and her on-screen infant, Daisy? That same leaker ticked us off about Kirsten Storm stepping away from Maxie Jones amid her real-life move to the vibrant music scene in Nashville. Not to mention the insider details on the revamped Home and Heart shopping segment and the poignant foreshadowing of Natalia Rogers Ramirez's demise weeks before it aired. This track record lends serious weight to the revelations. Though we all know soap operas can pivot on a dime due to unforeseen circumstance, like when plans for Robert Scorpio and Holly Sutton's joint comeback were derailed by Tristan Rogers' health challenges, forcing creative teams to improvise with standalone arcs that highlighted Holly's cunning solo schemes in exotic locales. Diving deeper into the fallout, it's no surprise that one of these departures centers on the iconic Monica Quartermain, a pillar of the Quartermain dynasty whose on-screen fate has been delicately telegraphed following the real-life passing of beloved actress Leslie Charlson over 7 months ago. For years, subtle nods to Monica's off-screen absences painted a picture of her declining health, with mentions of her overseeing family matters from afar or retreating to wellness retreats in the Swiss Alps, all while Leslie battled her own illnesses. Post her death, the narrative shifted to mirror this reality, portraying Monica as increasingly frail, perhaps confined to a luxurious home suite with round-the-clock care from devoted staff. Setting the stage for a dignified exit that honors her legacy, fans have longed for a proper send-off, especially since Leslie's final appearance graced our screens 3 years back during a tense family gathering at the Quartermain mansion, where Monica's sharp wit and maternal fierceness shone through amid holiday chaos. Inventing a touching element, imagine the storyline incorporating unearthed family heirlooms, like a hidden diary revealing Monica's untold adventures as a young doctor in war-torn regions, adding layers of heroism to her character and providing closure for her on-screen children, including Jason and Drew, who might bond over shared grief in unexpected ways. According to the leaker, showrunner Frank Valentini has been meticulously timing this tribute, prioritizing other key adjustments to ensure the show's momentum doesn't falter. With Chad Duell's exit from the role of Michael Corinthos, the focus shifted to smoothing Rory Gibson's transition into the part, allowing him to infuse Michael with fresh nuances like a sharper business acumen drawn from real estate ventures or a softer paternal side in scenes with his kids, helping viewers acclimate before diving into heavy emotional territory. Additionally, the team reportedly wanted to reintroduce a fan-favorite character to bolster the ensemble, and whispers point to Kelly Thibault's intriguing return, where her mysterious figure bears an uncanny resemblance to the late Britt Westbourne, as evidenced by Jason Morgan's son double take in recent episodes, perhaps hinting at a cloning twist or a long-lost twin from Britt's shadowy past involving underground medical experiments. Kathleen Gotti's comeback as the formidable Liesl Obrecht adds another layer, with her character potentially weaving into Monica's storyline through shared medical history, like collaborating on a groundbreaking treatment that ties into Obrecht's redemption arc after her villainous escapades. Adding to the intrigue, reports swirl about soap legend Erika Slezak joining the fray, possibly as Monica's long-lost sister in a poignant arc that amplifies the tragedy. Drawing from her storied tenure on another ABC staple like One Life to Live, Erika could portray a sibling separated by a decades-old family scandal. Envision her character arriving in Port Charles with tales of a nomadic life in European capitals, carrying vintage photos and Quartermain jewels that unlock forgotten inheritances. This fall appearance aligns perfectly with the timeline, promising tear-jerking scenes where the sisters reunite briefly before Monica's passing, perhaps in a hospital room adorned with family portraits and blooming flowers from the Quartermain gardens. While the news is bittersweet, it's poised to deliver a masterful homage to Leslie Charleson, blending nostalgia with high-stakes drama stock-up on those tissues. As Monica's final moments might include heartfelt confessions to Alan's ghost or guidance for the next generation, ensuring her spirit lingers in the show's fabric. Shifting gears to the second foretold demise, the leaker points to another veteran presence, Leslie Weber, whose real-life counterpart, Denise Alexander, left us on March 5th this year after portraying the resilient matriarch since 1965, with her last episode in 2021 featuring a warm family reunion disrupted by Port Charles intrigue. Leslie's on-screen exit appears crafted to ignite fresh Casadini fireworks, potentially drawing in a key family member like Nicholas Casadini for a funeral that reunites fractured ties. Currently languishing in prison for his past misdeeds, think that dramatic fall from grace involving blackmail and fake deaths Nicholas might secure an early release, perhaps through legal loopholes exploited by a savvy attorney or a WSB intervention tied to his espionage roots. Whether Adam Huss reprises the role with his brooding intensity, Marcus Coloma returns with renewed vigor, or a fresh face steps in for a long-term stay, his comeback could involve clandestine visits to Leslie's bedside, where she imparts wisdom about forgiveness amid beeping monitors and dimly lit hospital corridors. Expanding on Casadini lore, imagine this storyline resurrecting echoes of the family's cursed island estate, with hidden letters from Leslie revealing buried secrets about Victor Casadini's manipulations that propel Nicholas into a redemption quest. While most Casadines have scattered or perished, fans are abuzz with wild hopes for Spencer Casadine's miraculous return from the presumed dead May via a recast that captures his roguish charm. Especially timely now that Trina Robinson has ended things with Kai amid lingering chemistry sparks. Picture Spencer washing ashore on a remote beach, amnesiac but drawn back by family bonds, crashing Leslie's memorial with dramatic flair and reigniting his star-crossed romance with Trina during graveside confrontations. This wait-and-see element keeps viewers on edge, blending grief with the thrill of potential resurrections that soaps do best. The third death in this quartet packs a punch. Jack Brennan, whose arc is reportedly being truncated amid sweeping rewrites to the World Security Bureau WSB narrative, shaking up international intrigue in Port Charles. We've already witnessed the seamless recast from the charismatic Charles Mazur to the equally compelling Chris McKenna, who's quickly won over audiences with his layered portrayal of a rogue agent navigating moral gray areas. Think high-stakes chases through foggy docks or tense interrogations in hidden bunkers. Yet, despite this rising popularity, the leaker insists Brennan's days are numbered, perhaps meeting his end in an explosive confrontation involving pikeman operatives or a betrayal by an unlikely ally like Anna Devane, who uncovers his double-dealing in encrypted files. Inventing a gripping twist, envision Brennan's final stand in a rain-soaked warehouse, sacrificing himself to protect a loved one, leaving behind cryptic clues that unravel larger conspiracies and propel characters like Carly Spencer into vengeful pursuits. Finally, lurking in the shadows is the fourth death, a tightly guarded secret involving a major character whose identity remains under wraps, promising to upend alliances and spark fan theories galore. This mystery element could tie into overarching plots, like a shocking casualty in the escalating mob wars or a heartbreaking loss amid medical crises at General Hospital itself, ensuring the fall season delivers non-stop devastation. As these threads converge, Port Charles braces for an emotional roller coaster that honors its history while paving the way for bold new directions. Next, we will learn about the electrifying confirmation of Kelly Thibault's return as the unforgettable Britt Westbourne, sparking endless theories on her miraculous resurrection and the shadowy figures who might have orchestrated it all. In the whirlwind universe of Port Charles, where the line between life and death blurs like a foggy harbor dawn, the official word that Kelly Thibault is reclaiming her role as Dr. Britt Westbourne has ignited a frenzy among loyal viewers eager to unravel the mysteries of her survival. Soap enthusiasts, with their keen eyes for clues, are piecing together fragments from recent episodes to decode the mechanics of her comeback, questioning the methods, the motives, and the hidden allies who could have pulled off such a daring revival. This isn't just a plot twist, it's a testament to the show's knack for resurrecting fan favorites. Much like past surprises that brought characters back from presumed graves through clandestine medical feats or international intrigue. Imagine the backstage buzz, Thibault slipping into character once more, her portrayal infused with fresh layers of resilience drawn from Britt's near-death ordeal, perhaps hinting at experimental treatments in a secret European clinic that altered her appearance subtly for added drama. The intrigue kicked off in a seemingly ordinary airplane scene earlier this week, where Jason Morgan, fresh from escorting Sasha Gilmore and Little Daisy to safety under Robert Scorpio's watchful eye, caught a glimpse that stopped him cold, a woman who bore an uncanny resemblance to his lost love. Britt, seated in the dim cabin light, with turbulence rattling the overhead bins, Jason's double take was palpable. His stoic facade cracking as memories flooded back of their stolen moments amid Port Charles chaos. Back on solid ground, Carly Spencer attempted to ground him in reality, suggesting it was merely a trick of the mind, amplified by young Rocco Falconeri's innocent inquiries about his biological mother during a family dinner at the Quartermain estate. But sharp-eyed fans spotted something more, a mysterious passenger lurking in the background, his gaze fixed intently on the unfolding conversation, as if eavesdropping on every word about Britt's possible sighting. Inventing a layer of suspense, picture this enigmatic figure as a former associate from Britt's shadowy past, perhaps a discreet operative tied to her father's criminal network, now tasked with monitoring Jason and Rocco to ensure her return remains under wraps until the perfect moment. This passenger's presence grew even more suspicious during the heated confrontation between Dante Falconeri and Lulu Spencer as they grilled Liesl Obrecht about lingering family secrets in a tense hospital corridor lined with flickering fluorescent lights. The man hovered nearby, his attention riveted to the drama, raising questions about his true allegiance. Could he be Britt's undercover guardian, spying on the two men she holds dearest, Jason and her son Rocco, to protect her from emerging threats? In a creative twist, envision him as a reformed accomplice from Obrecht's old espionage days, equipped with high-tech gadgets like concealed earpieces to relay updates to Britt in hiding, ensuring no one disrupts her carefully planned re-entry into Port Charles' life. This setup ties into Rocco's evolving storyline, where the young boy's curiosity about his heritage could lead to emotional reunions, perhaps with Britt stepping in to guide him through turbulent teen years marked by Falconeri family feuds and unexpected alliances. Reflecting on Britt's origins, when Dr. Britt Westbourne first stormed into General Hospital in 2012, she exuded a bold confidence laced with cunning schemes that quickly branded her as the Britt among the town's elite. As a skilled physician with a penchant for manipulation, she set her sights on charming neurosurgeon Patrick Drake, weaving intricate plots that involved endearing herself to his daughter Emma through contrived playdates at the local park, complete with homemade treats and fabricated stories of shared interests. When initial efforts faltered, Britt escalated her tactics, fabricating a pregnancy complete with ultrasound props and enlisting shady contacts to procure a stand-in baby, all while concealing the truth that the child later revealed as Rocco was biologically Dante and Lulu's, not hers and Patrick's. Adding inventive depth, imagine Britt's early deceptions fueled by hidden insecurities from her nomadic childhood, dodging her parents' criminal pursuits across continents, which honed her survival instincts but left her craving genuine connections in the bustling halls of General Hospital. Britt's villainous streak was deeply rooted in her infamous lineage as the offspring of the diabolical Dr. Liesl Obrecht and the master manipulator Caesar Faison, whose legacies of deception and terror molded her into a calculating force from a young age. Raised in environments rife with forged identities and high-stakes heists, like evading authorities in underground bunkers or witnessing her father's hypnotic mind games, Britt internalized a worldview where trust was a luxury and schemes were survival tools. Yet, beneath the icy exterior, Thibault's nuanced acting revealed flickers of inner turmoilments of doubt during solitary nights in her sparse apartment, poring over old family photos that hinted at a longing for normalcy. This complexity transformed her from a mere antagonist into a multifaceted character, especially as fans witnessed her grappling with the moral fallout of her actions, such as quiet regrets shared in therapy sessions that explored her inherited penchant for chaos. One of Britt's most cherished evolutions came through her unlikely alliance with Brad Cooper, a fellow misfit who became her confidant and partner in mischief, offering unwavering loyalty amid Port Charles' judgmental circles. Their bond, built on late-night confessions over greasy diner food and shared laughs at their own misfortunes, provided comic interludes that lightened the soap's heavier plots, while subtly steering Britt toward redemption. After her humiliating exit from town, dodging arrest warrants and paparazzi flashes, Britt's sporadic returns teased growth. But her 2020 resurgence as chief of staff marked a true pivot, thumbing the hospital with reformed policies like ethical oversight committees and community outreach programs. Forging a profound romance with Jason, she unveiled a vulnerable side, sharing moonlit walks along the waterfront where she confessed fears of isolation, allowing him to see the heartfelt woman behind the bravado. The narrative took a tragic turn with Britt's diagnosis of Huntington's disease, an inherited curse with no remedy, inherited from her father's side, which infused her story with poignant urgency and raw emotion. Choosing defiance over despair, she embraced life's fleeting joys, perhaps traveling to exotic retreats for alternative therapies or documenting her journey in a private journal that could later surface as a legacy for Rocco. Thibault's compelling portrayal captured Britt's quiet strength, from trembling hands during medical briefings to defiant speeches at charity galas raising awareness for the condition. Culminating in her shocking 2023 demise at the hands of the Hook Killer, Britt heroically shielded Jocelyn Jacks in a rain-slicked alley. Her final breaths marked by blooded determination and tearful goodbyes to Liesl, who cradled her in anguish amid flashing emergency lights. Now, with Britt's astonishing revival confirmed, the burning questions swell. Where has she been hiding all this time? Perhaps in a remote safe house orchestrated by underground contacts, undergoing experimental gene therapies that reversed her symptoms. Did Obert genuinely mourn her daughter's supposed death, her grief raw and unfiltered during public memorials adorned with white lila? Or was she secretly masterminding a recovery in a hidden lab, using her scientific prowess to fake vital signs and spirit Britt away? Expanding on the enigma, consider if the airplane passenger is a deliberate plant in her schemia lookalike decoy or a genuine ally whose resemblance is no coincidence. Potentially a distant relative from Faison's extended network, blurring lines between chance and conspiracy. As theories abound, this return promises to entwine with Rocco's arc, offering mother-son moments that heal old wounds and shake up falconary dynamics.